I was going to look over my previous analysis on the second video on my channel, which was USDT, but it didn't go down to where I wanted it to. So I'm going to cancel this order on my Bybit account, which is the platform that I use to trade. But since it's not working, I'm just gonna delete all these, and I'm going to analyze another pair today. I'm going to analyze BAN USD. It's loading. Yep, so this is a pair that I traded yesterday, and it did go as I wanted it to. Didn't know it's gonna go through the zone, but I'm just gonna get rid of these lines so that I can be distracted. And I'm gonna get rid of this as well. I'm gonna go on a higher time frame at 4 hours right here and see again the whole picture, the bigger picture. Let's see if the price, the current price right here, went to a certain level where I can draw. So here is another resistance that I can draw. I'll lock it in. And to delete this. Out of the large channel, which is right here, this huge blue ocean. And to delete this as well. So whenever there's a huge growth, like a sudden huge growth, basically it's a lot of demand for buy. And when that happens, sometimes it creates a thing called fair value gaps, FVG. And you can see whenever there's a big growth, there's basically a gap between the previous and the candle after. So you can see there's a gap here. Let me just make it longer. You can see the gap here and the gap here. And also you can see like in the previous demand, there's a pretty big gap and another big gap here. And when that happens, the price usually tends to come down to fill those gaps. So in this case, it went up, and then it did come down and then went up again. And eventually it came down again to this area to fill the gaps here. So it is very likely that this will do the same. It may continue up, but then come down around here to just fill up these gaps. So this is higher time frame at 4 hours. I'll put a short position because I think the price is gonna go down. Currently the price is right here. And based on the previous testing of the price, it did consistently come down to this pink support line. Also the yellow, but it's pink would be more, would be safer and more likely. So let's see. Usually I would put my stop loss like a bit above the highest candle, but in this case I would be risking more money than I would profit, so that's a no-go for me. I would set it I just set it here. I set the stop loss around here because I saw the candle wick here and here. So basically this is like similar level. Let me draw ready to show you. Let's put it slightly above. So you can see here that the price almost reached here but couldn't get through, almost reached here. And here it did go through, but it's coming down, and it's a signal for price for reversal. Let me see. I would go on a lower time frame to see what it's actually doing. In this case, I would put a demand zone here. Actually, I've never I mean, I've probably seen this kind of formation before, but I'm not used to this kind of formation. Usually the price comes to the midline, but it did go through, and there's a strong sell after like a demand here. It dropped down a lot, so in this channel it was mostly upward and then dropped down. I'm gonna go a bit more long term. This purple support line that I drew here is from the higher time frame. So if you can see, oops, you can see here, it was basically where the price first stopped like dropping drastically and then kind of consolidated before it broke through a bit. I'm just gonna change the color because it has been broken through. Okay, back to 1 hour. Usually with the parallel channel, which is this blue thing, whole thing, once the price reaches the top of the channel, it tends to go down towards the midline, and sometimes it goes sideways, but eventually it does come down to test the bottom of the channel again. So I'm gonna go a bit long term. I don't know. So there are cases like this, and if I see something I'm not sure and the risk and reward ratio is not what I want it to be, then I just move on to the next pair and analyze it. So I don't have to trade it. Just because I spent time on it doesn't mean it's a good trade to make. So I analyze that this is not a trade that I want to take for today. I just wanted to share my Google Sheets, how I record my trades. So this is the format that I made and what's working best for me this period of time. So I write the date on this left-hand side and also the pair that I'm trading. And once I have analyzed the pair, the chart, I screenshot it and I just paste it here. And you can see that if I zoom in, you can see this is the trade that I made. So if the price comes down here, it will trigger my order. And then once it goes up here, I take the win. Or if it goes down here, then I lose what I risked. So you can see here on the right hand side, I just write down why I made a decision to put an order here. And here, this part, you can see entry. So basically, I'll show you. Here, the entry is basically here, 2.3550. And then TP is 2.7 whatever, which is here. And 2.17 is just right here. So I just write down exactly the same. And I put these numbers on the trading platform. And once you do that on the trading platform, it will show you how much you would actually profit if the price went to that area and how much you would lose. And after a day or two or however much time, the results will be shown and I will see whether it's going in my favor or not, or whether it has taken the profit for me or not. In this case, the price was moving. It did come down to trigger my order and it did go up, but you see here the price broke out of this channel, meaning that it could possibly go down even further. So I decided to take the profit a bit early, even though it wasn't much. That's when I took the profit. And then I explain on the side why I took it early and whether there's any mistake or good things that I could write about this trade. And this is just profit that I made, any loss, and then it will calculate for me. And it will show like the balance that I have. And yeah, I just do that. I just try to do that every day. And yeah, so this is basically what I do every day, and it's fun. But you have to be willing to take action, manage the risks, and learn from your mistakes. And I mean, I keep making similar mistakes, but I do get better, so that's a good thing. That's all, guys.